welcome to Food Decoded. My name is Yemi Fadikpe. This is my platform where I help you to reset your relationship with food, lose weight, eat, and live healthy as well, and keep the weight off once you've lost it. I'm so happy that you stopped by. If you're new on the platform, please click on the subscribe button right away. You will not regret it. This platform is where I share a lot of evidence-based information to support your health and your nutrition journey. If you want to explore more, go back to all the videos. There should be at least 20-something that you can catch up on different topics of interest for your health. In today's video, we are going to be exploring the subject of cholesterol. There is hardly any heart health advice or blood pressure advice. In fact, any healthy eating advice that you would come across that would not mention the word cholesterol somewhere directly or indirectly. So I want us to look at this closely today. What is the big deal about this substance? Where does it come from? How does it get into our body? What does it do? Are there variations that we need to have or not have? Is it all bad in the body? And if there is anything that is not to be, add in cholesterol, how can we avoid it? So stay with me. Don't touch the dial, as they say on TV, and I'm sure that you would find this very useful. So what is cholesterol? Cholesterol is a natural fatty substance that is found in our blood. It is naturally produced in the liver, and sometimes you can get it from food. Cholesterol actually helps the cells in our body to stay healthy. We need some cholesterol to be healthy because alongside with some hormones, cholesterol is used to produce vitamin D as well as bile acid that we need to digest fats in our body. There are two types of cholesterol in your body. That's the layman way of saying it, but it's not really cholesterol. There are two types of lipoproteins in your body. One is the low density lipoprotein, and that's the one that is the bad cholesterol. This is the one that has the tendency to clog the arteries and result in heart conditions and strokes. The other type is the high density lipoprotein. This is the good cholesterol, in layman language. So LDL is the bad cholesterol, HDL is the good cholesterol. So every time we hear cholesterol, it doesn't always mean bad. Our body also has a third type of fat apart from the HDL and LDL, and that's the triglycerides, and this also can contribute to narrowed arteries. So when we say someone has high cholesterol, it just means that you've got a high amount of low density cholesterol in your blood, and as such, your risk of exposure to heart condition is high. So why would some people have high cholesterol? What is it that raises the level of our LDL? If there is good and bad, what are those things that will make us to develop more of the bad ones than the good one? One, my popular word, lifestyle factors. So when you are not physically active and when you consume too much saturated fats, you are very, very, very almost certain to build up the bad cholesterol, especially with saturated fats. Age is a factor. High cholesterol tends to be associated with age. As you grow older, it's more likely that your LDL levels will be higher. That is why as you grow older, it is not the time to loosen up and say, I'm going to eat whatever I like. It is a time to actually be much more careful about what you eat. Family history and ethnicity could also be a factor. Some people just generally in the family have a high level of LDL in their bloodstream, and you can't choose your family. Sometimes you don't have control over it. Ethnicity, like people that have like a South Asian background, for some reason naturally tend to have more LDL cholesterol in their body. So if you have a family history of high cholesterol, you need to be even extra careful around what you eat in terms of foods that will give you the HDL rather than the LDL. Now, some health conditions like liver disease, like kidney disease, like type 2 diabetes, and being overweight and obese can also increase your risk of having high cholesterol. Also, like I said, if you have excess weight, which is overweight and being obese, and you're eating a lot of fatty food, a lot of sugary foods, and drinking too much alcohol, you are very likely to have a high cholesterol. So when I'm talking about high cholesterol now, I'm talking about the LDL, the bad cholesterol, which predisposes you to a lot of cardiovascular conditions. So what foods are bad for your cholesterol level? Before we go to the foods that are good for your cholesterol level, there are certain foods that are particularly notorious for increasing your amount of LDL in the bloodstream, and that includes red meat, full fat dairy, and that's why I always advocate that you go for low fat or fat free where possible. Margarine, and that's because it's always made with hydrogenated fat and saturated fats. Hydrogenated oils and baked goods. You wonder why baked goods? A lot of commercial baked goods, mass-produced baked goods, use palm oil, margarine, and hydrogenated fats in place of butter to reduce their cost of production. So another way to look at it is if you are buying prepackaged baked goods, biscuits, bread, croissants, things like that, check the label and see if it has hydrogenated fats, margarine, or palm oil. Most times it does. Now, this is one of the videos where I will be giving you specific example of foods which I know you like. There are some particular food products that are known to lower your cholesterol, that are known to actively, even in the league of healthy foods, there are particular ones that have been found to actively decrease your cholesterol level. And those include things like oats, sorghum, barley, all grains generally, brown rice instead of white rice, all wheat, all those things that we talked about in fiber. High fiber foods have actively reduced your cholesterol because when fiber is going through your body, we said that it doesn't get digested by the body. What it does is that it binds the cholesterol that is in the liver. It takes it with it. And when you are excreting it, you are excreting part of the cholesterol in your body. So fiber actively lowers cholesterol. So beans is a good one if you're trying to actively reduce your cholesterol. Eggplants, some of us call it garden egg, or here in the UK they call it aubergine, as well as okra, are very good if you are trying to actively reduce your cholesterol level. Bear in mind though, the way you now prepare it, if you are making your eggplant or okra and you are now loading it with palm oil, you have now put saturated fats back in the equation, which is the source of bad cholesterol. So please be mindful of what kind of oil and your preparation techniques. Nuts are known to actively reduce your cholesterol. I have a whole video on nuts where if you overeat nuts, you can add weight. So there is a video that you can watch on my channel to get the right amount, but we're not saying don't eat nuts at all, because nuts are actually good to help you reduce your cholesterol levels. Vegetable oils, I have a whole video of what oils are good and bad for you. So things like olive oil, rapeseed oil, sunflower oil, and stuff like that are good for reducing your cholesterol. Check out my video on oils. Fruits, especially grapes, apples, strawberries, and citrus fruits like orange, lemon, lime, grapefruit. Those are foods that actually actively reduce your cholesterol. But when you are having those citrus fruits, you're better off. You're getting the most of it when you're eating it. Remember what we said about fiber. Soya beans and soya-based products have been known to actively lower your cholesterol. So in place of milk, you can be doing like soya milk. Some of us actually, there are some soya that you can roast it as nuts for snacks, or you can just incorporate soya beans into your meal. When we were growing up, you can use soya beans to make like a goosey soup, like stews. Anyhow you use it in your culture, soya beans and soya-based products are good for actively lowering your cholesterol level. Fatty fish like salmon, like mackerel, like tuna, like sardines are good for actively lowering your cholesterol level. But bear in mind that that's because that the oil in them is healthy oil. Also bear in mind that the oil in them is high, so excessive consumption of them can result in weight gain. So you need to have the right portion size. I have a guide somewhere on this channel on portion size and portion control. If you are interested in that, portion sizes of different foods, send me a message. I will send you the link if you can't find it in the channel. Then any food that is fortified with sterols or stanols. So if you will start to see some butters on the shelf, some yogurts, and they say it's added stanols. Stanols and sterols actively known to lower cholesterol. So if you're going to be buying some of these processed yogurts and stuff like that, look out for products that say with added stanols or added sterols. So I've given you some examples. What steps can you now take in addition to eating all these things I talked about to actively continue to lower your LDL level and prevent high cholesterol? Maintain a diet that is rich in heart-healthy foods. All the foods I mentioned earlier are predominantly heart-healthy foods. So if you find ways to incorporate this into your meal, you will be doing yourself a lot of good, including a lot of fruits and vegetables. You can never get it wrong with fruits and vegetables. And switch to lean meat. So if you're buying beef, switch to lean beef. There are parts of the beef that are leaner than the others. So when you are in the meat shop, ask your butcher to tell you which parts have less fat and buy those ones. If you still must continue to eat red meat, you already know what damage red meat can do to you. But if you are going to be eating it in the right quantity, at least eat the right type. Be more physically active. Exercise helps to lower your cholesterol level. Exercise does a lot in our body. Unfortunately, that is one of the things that we struggle the most to get started with. Maintain a healthy weight. Overweight and obese is just, this thing is, honestly, overweight is like poison. There is nothing you talk about that is bad that would not be, there will not be a link to weight there. So please, guys, please take this serious. Don't say I can't kill myself. Of course, we don't want you to kill yourself, but please take active steps to start to eat healthy and be physically active and start to maintain your weight at least for it. Manage your stress levels. Stress has been linked with elevated cholesterol levels. Cut down on smoking and cut down on alcohol. Both of these are known to raise your cholesterol levels. I know that sometimes these changes are not that easy, but what I would say is with lifestyle changes, with dietary changes, do it one step at a time. Choose one of those foods that I mentioned or two. Incorporate it this week. Next week, choose another two. Add it on top. If you're looking for help on how to create balanced meals and healthy meals, I have a whole section of this in my book, The Weight Loss Code, which you can get on Amazon. The link is in the description below. I hope you found this very, very useful. There are links to references in the description if you want to explore this subject further. I hope you found this useful. Please share with your friends and loved ones. High cholesterol is a common thing among the Black community. So by pushing the share button, you could be saving someone's life. I'll see you in the next video.